Hey everyone, Margaret Berry here with this week's Tuesday tip. This week we're picking up where we left off with last week's tutorial on T-Tapp Twist. We're going to do it this week straight through. So I'll give you a little warm up in the beginning because it's important to warm up your spine, but we're going to go straight through implementing what we learned last week in our form tips video for T-Tapp Twist. So let's go ahead and get started. Like I said, before you start doing anything twisting, you want to warm up the spine. So go ahead, get your feet about 4 fingers apart at the feet. Knees are rolling out from the hip joint. So you turn out from the hip, the knee, all the way down to the ankle, out towards the little toe. Drag on down, thumbs on the inside, drop, relax the head, feel that stretch on your back as you drop that head. Now push the weight into the knees, curling, making a nice C-curve shape with your back, tummy in, chin in, inhale big into this back part of your ribs, and then shoulders come down. Exhale, chin goes up, shoulders come down the back, knees go out. Big stretch. Push, tuck, curl, making a big C curve with your back. Inhale here into the back of the ribs. And then exhale, pull and scoop and arch out. Make sure you keep that tummy in and activated. Pulling up with the chin. Push, tuck, curl, looking down, inhale. Now reach those arms out with a jazz hand. 2, 3. Grab the thumbs, bring it into the forehead, tuck, curl more, reach it straight out like you're diving. Feel that stretch all the way down your back. 2, 3. Hands come up above the knees. Push, scoop, arch it out, reach with the chin to stretch that neck. It looks funny, but it feels great. Now, look down, drag those hands to the calves or behind the knees, wherever your level of flexibility is. Shake your head, no, 2, 3. Now shake it like you're nodding it, yes, 2, 3. Elbows forward, push, tuck, curl till the arms are straight. Knees stay out, flip the palms, reach it out just a little bit, feel that stretching to the lats, bring it back in, stacking one vertebra at a time, roll it up slowly, dragging that pinky along the side of the leg till you get to the hip joint, ribs up tall, then your head, big hunch up, and then reach it down. You wanna have 4 fingers apart at the feet, remember that? You wanna have your hip joint, knee, and all the way down to the ankle, turning out so you start to feel those thighs activate and your glutes. So you're gonna keep that stance, knees out. Remember, hand on your belly, hand on your back. Big inhale, and then exhale, second belly button comes up. Feel that activation, tall with the torso. Chin comes in, but like someone's pulling the crown of your head to the ceiling. Keeping everything stacked. Ribs are stacked over the pelvis. Bring your hands straight up. Now I want you to bring your arm out, pull up the knuckles and stretch the thumb. Pulling up the knuckles and stretching the thumb activates all the way down into those lat muscles. Then you're gonna press at this knuckle to your finger as you go to the side. Now remember, hips stay square, just like we said in last week's video. And if you haven't watched that, recommend going and watching that. Hips are square, shoulders are gonna be squaring to the side, pressing those knuckles, elbow always up. Look at the elbow. As you inhale big, shift weight in heels. And then exhale big as you use this power of pressing to get the air out of your lungs all the way. Look at that elbow. Keep the hip forward. You see how it's starting to drift there? Keep it forward as best you can. It will move a little bit, but really try to keep it square. Pulling that hip forward. Look at that elbow. Inhale big into those ribs. And then exhale big. Look back at that elbow. Now we're going to do a little pulse. So it's just a tiny little pulse. Looking at that elbow, pulsing 1. Elbow is up. When you look at it with your eyeball, you're stretching your neck as well. So bring it in slowly. Now we're gonna do a jazz to a mitten swing. I love this one. It gets out inflammation and also moves limbs. So your jazz hand to a mitten. Jazz hand to a mitten. Jazz hand, you can rock on those heels a little bit. Jazz hand to a mitten. This is very lymphatic as well as pumping out that inflammation. Jazz to a mitten. Jazz to a mitten. Now we're going to do the same thing on the other side. Again, knees out towards the little toe, hand on belly, hand on back. We're trying to lose some of that low back space that we tend to accumulate. We walk around like that all day. Inhale. And then exhale. Up. And when you get that into place, your glutes should start firing a little bit, but I want you to think tall with the torso. Chin comes in, crown of the head pull to the ceiling. Arm comes up, just pull back the knuckles, stretch the thumb. Up there at that elbow, pressing the knuckles, look at that elbow, make sure it's up, hips are square. Now, make sure you don't hold your breath, and it's okay to let your tummy go a little bit on the inhale, but when you exhale, I want you to think, pull it up. So watch my tummy, inhale, Exhale, pull it in and up, and that's gonna get you great activation. Look at that elbow. Inhale, and exhale, push the knuckles to get that air out of your lungs. Keeping the hips square. Now, if you're not used to this position, you may be cramping a little bit back here. Ease off a little bit. It's intense. Okay, look at that elbow for the pulse. Shift the weight back into heels. Don't be too forward over your feet. Shift weight into heels. Look at that elbow. We're going to pulse. So press those knuckles to pulse it. 1. Looking at the elbow, which is up. 3, 4, and then slowly bring it to the center. Woo, everything should have gotten stretched down there. Jazz hand to a mitten. So it's jazz hand to a mitten. Rocking on those heels. Jazz hand to a mitten. Jazz hand to a mitten. Last time. Jazz hand to a mitten. And now we're gonna do a little kick out. Kick outs really help get rid of inflammation and lactic acid. So ready? Here we go. So it's flick, kick, 3, 4, 5, 6, like you're shaking water off your feet. Now point lift. 2, keeping that knee and ankle in alignment all the time. Curl, hunch up, and release. One more time, hunch up, and release. Thanks so much for watching. I hope that this was helpful to you. This is one of my favorite T-Tapp Twist variations because I feel like I really get the activation as opposed to some of the other variations. Now, if you'd like to see this in action in an actual workout, I do have classes where I teach T-Tapp method in workout format. So I teach beginner, intermediate, and advanced level classes. You can find the link below or in my profile for that. I'd love to hear how this helped you. Feel free to comment below. Thanks as always for watching, and I'll see you guys next week.